can't really leap through the air, and I can't really take on 5 vampires at once. I tried, it didn't work out well for me. Hi, I'm Sarah Michelle, and today we are going to take a look back at my evolution as a superhero.
For Eternia!
I don't think we had any idea of what Buffy could achieve. I think that we all believed in it. I know when I read the script, I thought to myself, wow, this is something that I wish I could have watched or that I could have had. And I knew it was something special, but because it was so different, you never know. And we were on a small network that didn't even have full clearance across America at the time, let alone worldwide and international. But I think ultimately as an actor, you hope you do something that resonates, something that holds up over time, that only becomes more and more accessible, more and more relatable to the times. And that's, to me, what Buffy represents, is that it doesn't matter if you watched it 20 years ago or you're watching it today, it holds up, the messages are clear, and they're relatable. Every nightmare that she had was just manifested into these demons, but these demons were essentially our own fears, which is so funny now in Revelations to have an entire episode built on your own fears. But everyone goes through those adolescence growing pains, whether you're a girl, a boy, whether you don't know who you are at that point. Those experiences are something we all have. The fight in Scooby-Doo was one of my favorite moments. I was so truly excited because one of the only things that we never really had time for on Buffy was wire work, because it's just so time consuming. And so I got to work with a Hong Kong wire team, and I didn't have a huge role in the movie, so all my free time was spent with the Hong Kong wire team, like practicing and learning all these skills, and we just had the best time. And I brought my stunt double from Buffy to Australia, so we both got to take advantage of that. And then we were able to then bring some of those skills back to Buffy because we had trained for so long that it would, we were able to sort of utilize that skill. So it was a double bonus for us. And Star Wars Rebels was a gift in any way you can look at it. Anytime you can be a part of the Star Wars canon, that's just huge. And that to me is sort of the biggest of the big. But one of the greatest things that came about that is I got my own ride at Disneyland. And basically, there was a Star Wars Rebel Academy where you could learn how to use a lightsaber and you fought the bad guys. And so the Seventh Sister was one of the characters you could fight. And so I had to go in and record all of this. And then I got the opportunity to take my kids to Disneyland, and they all got to enjoy this ride and go fight the Seventh Sister. And my poor husband, who did 6-7 seasons of that show, did not get a ride, but my one season got an attraction at Disneyland.
Well, someone might have wanted to alert the captain of the guard. I almost called for an airstrike.
One of the main reasons that I was so attracted to being part of Masters of the Universe and playing Teela was it was bringing a whole new essence to a cartoon that was sort of narrow-minded in its sort of attention towards these male characters. And it always felt in Masters of the Universe that female characters were an afterthought. And Teela is such a relatable way into the story. There really wasn't a character that I found my way into in the original stories. And I think that's why I was so excited for who Teela was, and the strength that she brought, and the humanity that she brings to that story, and just how badass. Can you say badass? It's social media, right? You can say badass. I mean, even her haircut when Kevin showed it to me. And I think the other really attractive thing was just getting to work with Kevin and his excitement and his passion. I think playing strong women definitely affects how you show up in your daily life. I think that it reminds you that we have the power, we all have the power, and the power is here. And it's how we utilize that power and what we can bring. And it's not necessarily always a physical power, it's an emotional power, it's bringing people together, it's the power of being in the right place and all of those. So yeah, I do think that I definitely gravitate towards those characters. Ultimately, again, as an actor, you just want to do performances and give performances and be a part of shows that people remember, and that's what your legacy is. And the fact that I have gotten so many incredible opportunities to play so many important female heroines, I feel very lucky. I truly do. Thank you for the walk down memory lane. And remember, Masters of the Universe Revelations is on Netflix July 23rd.